In this video, I'm going to show you some updates that we've done to the ArborPro 2.0 software. The first update has to do with the map address search bar. That's up here in the upper left-hand corner. What's new about it is you have two options on how to search. The first option would be to search by the database, so addresses that are in your database or properties that are in your database. So if I type in West Rose, it will pull up all the trees that have West Rose as the street name in the database. The other option is to use Google search, just like you would using the Google Maps. You have to click on there and you'll see type to search with Google. And it takes you to that address. The next new feature I'd like to show you is under the Search tab. You have two options under Search. Now you have the tree characteristics, and the new one would be the work. Under Work, you now have the option to search by the creation date, a scheduled start date for your work list, and completion date from work that's been completed. And then also you have some other options here by the crew, by the work code and subcode. For this example, I'm going to use a completed start date. So I'm going to say what trees have been completed or had work done January 2020. December 31st, 2020. It highlights all the trees that fall into that search. Also puts them down here in my spreadsheet view for my inventory view. And that's one of the new features under the Search tab. The next new feature I'd like to show you is under the Settings tab. Settings, under Map Options. Scroll down to Map Layer Options. And we have three new choices or boxes to check. The first one would be detailed layer, which would be imagery or layers that you would bring in for a municipality. It might be the right-of-way center line. It might be parcel layering. For a university, it might be building footprints. And that's a layer that we bring in on our end. Our GIS department will bring that in and add it to your database. And that is also true with the custom aerial, which is the next one. If you have custom aerial, we can bring that in and you can check that to either use custom aerial or Google Maps. The custom aerial, much higher resolution typically. You can really zoom down compared to the Google. And then the other option, last one here, is tree protection zone. This is a calculation using the tree's DBH to come up with a protection zone around that tree for if you're doing construction and you don't want to disturb roots or cause problems with the tree. So that is under the Settings or Preferences, Map Options. The next one I want to show you is under the Tree Detail. So I can open up a tree. Got the tree characteristics, and under Work History, under the Work tab, go here. Now there's two ways to add work to a tree. You can add it individually by clicking here and adding new work history for this one tree, or you can create a work list that this tree is a part of. And you'll see here that this one, when I click on these three dots, I can open up the work list that it's part of. Where this one, it does not have that option. So you can see this one was not part of a work list. It was just added to this tree by its individual work history. So when I click on the three dots here and open up the work list, it'll open up that work list and you'll see all the trees that were a part of that, and you can see all the other information here. The next new feature I'd like to show you is under the Filter tab. So you can see over here, my blue dots are vacancies, my brown dots are stumps, and the green are active. Some users only want to see the active trees in their database when they're looking at it. So now you can go to Filter, hit Add, go to Tree Status, and now when I click on Tree, it's only going to show me the active trees in my database. I can close that out and keep that as the view that I'm looking at in this database. So the last feature I'm going to show you in this video has to do with photos, and it's kind of a two-part. So the first one has to do with filtering. If I go over here to my filter, and if I have photos of a tree, this filter works out really well. So I can go into my filter and I can go to Has Photo. It's going to clear everything out, and it's going to show me which trees I either have a photo or don't have a photo of, or stumps as well. If I click No, you're going to see all the points that do not have photos. Or yes, you'll see all the points that do have photos. So that's a new feature to be able to filter out which trees have photos for those of you who like to take a lot of photos or who do take a lot of photos. The next feature is under the reporting. So if I go to my Report tab, and I'm going to do a full inventory report, and I need to do this as a CSV. So it's important. And the next most important part is it needs to be a tree inventory expanded report. And I create the report, and it's going to open up Excel. And that spreadsheet now is opened up. And if I go to the far right of the spreadsheet, it's going to show which ones have photos and which ones don't. And these are all hyperlinks. If it does have a photo, you can click on that photo and it's going to show you that photo. And there's a photo of that dead tree that's been burnt. So that finishes the new features that have been added to ArborPro 2.0. If you have any other questions or need some additional training, please give us a call or email us. Thank you.